This is episode 15 with Franco, who is the big boss. You've made it to boss level, guys. I'm Fairy Liquid. I'm joined by my guest co-host, Yops. Hello, Yops.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Hello, Cass. How you doing?
Excited to talk to Senor Franco.
As if you don't talk to him every day.
I get more and more excited every day.
Oh my god, Cass. Get back inside because we can't hear you. Hi, Franco. How you doing?
Hello. How you guys doing? You guys all right?
It's just bizarre having you up on here, not in the listener stage bit, but actually as a speaker. I know you don't really like the spotlight being on you, but it's very, very well deserved, and it's about time because you are by far one of the most ridiculous humans I've met personally. You do so much so quickly. It's just unnatural. Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't come here a lot, honestly. I think I get a little nervous, but with these three people here, I get on calls every day. I think it's just gonna be fine. Yobs, guys, Variable, all of you, thank you for having me, and thank you everyone else for being here, man. I know a lot of people here in the chat. We definitely talked together before, and just I don't know, just being here to have a laugh, have a good talk.
Yeah, it's about time we learn of your origin story. So let's take it back to little Franco. What did you do before the big stuff?
Damn, all right. Let's see, what's the big stuff? Like Artifact is the big stuff, no?
Yeah, and the one before it, which we'll talk about later.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know. I've been all. I guess I've been traveling since I was young, trying to find a place where I can, um, meet people and going to other places to learn languages and learn different things. I'm from Argentina originally. I live there currently as well. Um, but yeah, when I was younger, I was obsessed with, um, I guess, music and video and, um, everything kind of like coming out of Hollywood, and that was United States, and I really want to go there to see what was going on over there in South America. Honestly, I don't know if we have a lot of Latino people here, but we get everything like 2 years later. Now it's different, really. But before we got like the trends and everything that was going on, we got 2 years later. I was like, come on, man! Like I need to see what's going on in the world like firsthand to kind of learn something about it. Nah? So the only way I could go to the United States, it was through football. Argentina and football is just the same thing, pretty much. It's everything for us. So it was kind of the escape for it, and soccer for the ones that are in the U.S. And yeah, I just escaped over there, went to play soccer and scholarship over there, and doing. I started starting business, which obviously I'm not doing that now, but that's kind of like the get go on studying, and from there, I guess because of the people that were there on my university, I learned that there was esports in there. That esports was a thing. So yeah, I guess I learned about esports and I started getting involved in it with the university. See where I was go. I was just like very interested in that world. I didn't know it existed at all. And after seeing videos of stadiums getting filled with people going on different games and um, following games like that, I was like, all right, I need to learn about this and see how it's going on. And I think that the most interesting part about gaming was that the content that was being released in terms of teasing and animations, and it was far way advanced than the sports industry and just like all the other industries, music industry and everything that had been like involved before that. So I was like, okay, I want to learn about these people, see what they are. Just people that, I guess they were more hidden in the shadows, trying to create things. That's why they didn't really have the spotlight that the sports people had. But once I got to know them, I was like, all right, you guys are way, way, way up there in terms of skills. Um, I learned a lot from that.
So I guess we should jump into the esports side of things. When you said you started to get involved, what do you mean by that, and where did it lead you?
Well, I guess I had a roommate. He was really, really interested in League of Legends, and I never seen that game before. Right, when I was younger, I guess when I was a kid, like I did have gaming in my life. I was playing FIFA, and I was playing Nintendo 64. I was big on Super Smash Brothers, and I'll play like all these games that it's a little bit like older games. But I used to play Age of Empires, and I don't know, GTA. I used to play a lot of random games, but too. But then I saw League of Legends, and I saw this kid was like, how do you don't know this? And I was like, look, like I didn't even know this type of game existed. Um, but at the beginning, he made me play it, and it was impossible for me to try to play it. But then a couple more days, and now I don't know if people play League of Legends here, but that addiction is not really good. The league addiction is just really bad. And it got back real quick, but then it was around the Worlds. Um, I think it was 2015 or something like that. I can't remember. And then the first game he showed me was a semifinal, quarterfinal, something like that, about Fnatic against I think it was like a Korean team, can't remember. So I saw Fnatic for the first time there, and then I guess like I started playing more games than before, and I still playing football. Then I graduated and I went back to Argentina, and that's what I was like. Okay, I want to get into this business, this not this business, but this industry. And I guess the only way to do it was not only way, but the coolest way for me was to go into a team and try to get picked up by a team. So the only one I knew was Fnatic. I traveled to Barcelona to do a graphic, like a UI UX little course. It was like a like a quick course, 2 months. And when I finished that course, I applied to Fnatic. I didn't know their teams. I didn't know much at all, but just because I saw Fnatic for the first time, I was like, all right, I'll try to get there. And that's how I started like the relationship with esports and Fnatic.
So, who was your boss at
All right, so Ben at that point was the marketing director of Fnatic, and then he transitioned into the brand manager, the brand director of Fnatic later on. But Ben was the one that picked me up. It was kind of like actually, I guess the story was more like um, I try to. So a lot of people were trying at that point to apply to Fnatic. I remember, and they were looking for a graphic designer. I was not really a graphic designer. I had 2 months of UI. That's all I have. But um, I always been like a YouTube kid. Like I would learn everything in YouTube and online, and all the tools were there. So I saw the application and what they were asking for. So I guess I tried to like did a little bit of graphic design to get in. They weren't replying to me really at first, and so what I did is like I just put together like a quick website with, I can't remember, it was Wix or something, saying like, I don't know, Franco fanaticapplication.com or something like that. And I put in there the entries, like the 4 or 5 things that they were asking in terms of graphic design. And I remember I did a little bit of apparel in there too. It was not asked, but I put some apparel and just did some stuff on it. I put some patterns on some hoodies, and I think Ben liked that. And I got a couple interviews with people. I was like, I think the first one that caught me, she replied and she was like, "Okay, we saw your application. We'll come back to you later." They did not come back, so I sent a message to them being like, so for each time you guys don't, for each day you guys don't reply, I'm gonna do another asset and send it to you on the website. So I don't know why I'm telling these, for the ones that want to get hired or coming to Artifact, don't do that to me, please. I mean, that was not something that was good, I think, but I guess it worked because the next day I got like an interview with them, um, and then I went through an interview. And the second interview was Ben with another girl that she was also in the marketing department. And I remember I was in I had the interview with Ben, um, in like in the place that I was working, like studying, like this UX UI course place. They had like a little office, and there were like a bunch of post-its behind me, and a bunch of stuff behind me. And Ben was like, the first thing he said was like, "So you prepare the whole background for us to see that you are kind of like smart or whatever." And I was like, "No, man, like that's fucked up. I didn't do that." But that was the first interaction with him, and then he picked me up, and the idea was that I had to move to London because Fnatic HQ is over there. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll move whatever." I think I was just really interested in esports, and I think that was really early at that moment. And it went crazy the next, 3 or 4 or 5 years. Now they're coming back. I mean, they're not. Sorry, they're now. They're It's a different story for esports. Still there, but not like that point. And then yeah, then I worked for Fnatic for a year and a half.
First of all, I just want to say that I've just acquired the yobs.application.artifact.com. But can you go into a little bit more detail about like the kind of work you were doing at Fnatic? Was it like content creation? Were you like making videos for them? Like what kind of work was it?
Yeah, so the first 6 months I was directly working in the marketing department with Ben in terms of just general assets, like if we were doing ads or we were doing like announcements or whatever graphic that involved any type of product or any type of game that was happening. We had Fnatic at that point had like 5 or 6 different esports teams, like different games, and so we had like a lot of content going through. And I was more on the marketing side and only graphics. But then I was the only one that speaking Spanish there. I was the only Latino there, and nobody speaking Spanish. And Fnatic had a lot of events. So whenever the League of Legends worlds will happen in different places, they will take people also that will help build like how do you call it in English, like a pop shop, like a shop for people to buy stuff while the games happen. So they will rent a place and they will build up a dope kind of location that people can go and after the games or before the games or parties there or whatever. So Spain started to come pretty strong into the events for gaming in general. This was like 2018 and 2017. They started to put a lot of money into it. They started to do a lot of events in different stadiums. So Barcelona, Madrid, Valencia, like all these spots started to host like DreamHack and League of Legends Worlds and CS:GO events, and none of the team knew Spanish. So they're like, okay, if you know Spanish, you can just go and let us kind of like rent and talk to the people who are the owners of the spot. So I started doing that. I went with the team and with the teams and with um, I guess the managers and whoever was involved with these tournaments to rent the place that we were making the pop shop, and then they're organizing everything and trying to like help them communicate with the Spanish people. But during those events, I took my camera. At that point, I was really, I guess I was doing design, but my passion was video. Video, I started learning it there, and I got obsessed with it, and I really liked it a lot more than graphic design or whatever design was out there, editing and filming. So I took a camera that I bought in there, and I took it to the events, and I started doing these little blogs, or not even blogs, just like photography or some filming and put it together with some editing, and I posted or I gave it to the video team. I think it was, can't remember. And they liked that. They liked what I did. So they were like, okay, maybe we also try you on the video team. So I started traveling and doing video, and all of a sudden, I think the 7th or the 8th month, I started working completely on video and making like the video campaigns for different products. And so Ben had like a little team of 5 or 4 that we were all together all the time, and three of us were kind of in charge of doing the video part and the marketing and the assets all together for animations and 3D for the different brands and ideas that Ben had. That was like the second part of working at Fnatic.
waiting to see if anybody else has something to say because I feel like I've been speaking the whole time. I've pinned at the top the creators feature video that Franco edited, and that is just a prime example. Like, it's perfect way to see what his skills are, what his vision is. I am a big fan. Okay, I'm just a huge fan. Yes, yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in. Like that's why I wanted to like hear a bit of like the backstory and how like Franco got into video, because I remember like meeting Franco at New York. Like I think that's where a lot of like clones like met each other. But I just remember being at that like little rooftop party that we had, and Franco I think was at the time putting like the pod challenge video together, and I swear to God, I've never seen someone talk so passionate about like the video that they're putting together. And like because I think he was talking about how he featured like one of my assets, and this is all in 3D, like this is on cyberspaces, but he was showing me physically how he's like I don't know, he's showing me how he took the camera around. He was like spinning around, like head up in the air, pretending there's a camera in his hand. And I was like, this guy is an absolute legend. But yeah, like and then when we saw the video, I think that was like one of the first videos I saw of his, and I was like, wow, this guy's like got a crazy talent for editing. So yeah, just it's really cool to hear like how it all started.
Wow, yeah. Thanks, Josh, man. Like, I don't know. It's with Artifact, I have more of a job that is not really involved into obviously filming, because we don't have a lot of IRL opportunities to do it, or the editing goes more about what I can do with creators. Um, so I don't have really a lot of time, a lot of emphasis into editing, filming. I would love to. That's why when the New York event came through, I was talking with Ben and Zia, like I really want to film here, because it's the only opportunity I'm gonna get. So for now, so I jumped into it and went to the event. The only thing, I don't know if I would do it again, because I didn't kind of enjoy the event just as a person who could go through and enjoy it purely without working. But at the same time, it was really beautiful to put together and see, like, I don't know, all the footage and editing such a legendary event that this company put together. And yeah, with what was your question? How I got in with photography? Sorry, I got lost. But I think the first time I fell in love with video was um, I think it was between I was doing like this course in Barcelona that I told you, and before getting back, going in Fanatic, I was watching a lot of YouTube, and I was always obsessed with movies and series, and since I was a kid, and a lot of filmmakers and videographers were jumping into YouTube to um, explain a lot of the things of how we're done. I never had the opportunity to go to a school to learn about filming or anything technical, so it was huge for me to find that and see how easy, not easy, but how crazy is to think that you can just see a 10-minute video on YouTube and properly film something and then edit it. It was great. I think one of the main people that was an inspiration for me at that moment was Casey Neistat. Um, what that guy did for me is he took whatever I was trying to learn, and he put like a chronological editing that I didn't have before. So I started editing everything from in chronological order. I started using music differently. Um, I started playing around with the camera the same way that he was kind of doing. So I took a lot of inspiration from it, and then I guess later on it went through finding other people. I was always in love with music as well, so I'll go into my favorite, um, for example, rappers, and then I would look for the person who filmed the video of that song that they made, and I'll look into the if those people are teaching things, or if they're like what camera are they using, how are they with what are they editing, like what's the color grading on anything, like whatever info I would get from the people that I like the most, I'll try to gather it, and then from there I just found, after trial and error and trying and looking for different styles, I kind of found my style. a little bit. I still looking for it. I mean, I think that's the beautiful part, that you can, your style, you can find it across your life, and I think that changes all the time. Um, but you can define what is it, and I found it later on, but I definitely found that I love video. Um, so Fanatic later was the first opportunity for me to kind of do um something proper, something that goes, okay, like this, I have people I can film. I have a better camera now, which is the same though, but and then yeah, just ideas and a budget and just stuff together, and that was, I think that's how I got started.
My favorite thing about Franco's editing style is his knowledge and taste with music. Because I think the first thing I asked him was if he was a music producer. Because everything you do, like every video is edited in a way I think only like very like musically adept people will like be able to do. So yeah, you definitely, if you want to pivot to music production, I think you got that skill in there.
No, I think that the music part of things is like, I could never be a music producer, but it's just because I'm, one of those people, those people that they repeat the sounds, that I'm one of those kind of crazy guys that I'm very audio. Like, for example, I don't know, you go into a train and the train says like, get out of the close, the doors are closing, and I'll repeat it. I'll be like, the doors are closing, or I don't know, like a little sound will happen, like I don't know, somebody goes like, and I'll be like, I'll just, I don't know, I'm alert to sounds, I guess. I sound like fucking crazy, but that's the truth. But I
Somebody
can,
make this man a music
Bro,
producer, Jay.
how
I'm not gonna
how
sound
has he
like.
got that
But you
sound
make
on
it.
tap?
but the idea is like, I don't know, that whenever I watch a movie, or when I see something, I just focus on the sounds first, I guess, and then I see how they use it with. That's why I recently watched the new Spider-Man movie, like the across the Spider Verse, and it blow my mind. Like I still, I'm gonna download that movie. I'm gonna go frame by frame, and watch it again. That's gonna take me probably like like I don't know, like 10 hours. But such a beautiful movie, and they play with that. They play a lot with sound and with how graphics go along sound. But yeah, I think Casey has that too. He plays a lot with songs, and then I just follow other artists that had that as well, like Gibson Hazard or Cole Bennett. Those guys are incredible, and definitely suggest you guys checking them out.
Franco, one of the
Yes.
things. Oh, Cass, you go first. I've spoken
Nah,
too
go
much.
for it. It's all good.
Okay. One of the things I really love about you is your hunger to just learn and just keep improving. So, out of all the skills that you've already managed to tick off your list, is there anything else above that you want to add to it?
No, absolutely. There's always something new to learn. I think that now it's a nice play. Now it's in a nice like moment, because like at the beginning, not the beginning, but around that time of Fanatic or before that, I think not specializing in one skill and being all over the place like I am right now. It's like, okay, I know a little bit of design, I know a little bit of video, a little bit of photography, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and never been really really crazy skilled on one thing. Back then it was difficult, because people would just get people for that one thing. And I think Artifact right now is really leverages on people who can adapt to different things and go around the table and see, okay, we just right now we just need help with this, and being able to at least be in the conversation and understand how to make it. I think now is like helping me out. But it's so incredible, the tools and the software and the things and the people that are out there, that it's just not, it's never enough, and it feels like it's never enough, and there's so many new things. Like 3D is beautiful to see right now. um Inside 3D there's so many more things, and I don't know, I think something that I really would love to get into whenever I get a bit more time is inside videography. I would like to get a little bit more into Unreal Engine and put more of a cinematic animated view into what videography could look like. I would love to learn more about sounds, and I would love to learn about, I don't know, everything really. It's just, I think we are all in a very very cool spot to learn. um I don't know, there's so many creators in this call right now, and in their creative programs right now, that I'm learning from them. Like, I do have a lot of yes, inspiration back then. There are people who are well known, but the people who are learned the most are the people who are more, in our circle, and the people that I follow the most. Like, I'm curating artifact creators for a year and a half at the moment, so I know I know all of yours people work right now. If you give me like a little render of one of these guys, I will know exactly who did it probably. But that it's amazing because I'm learning about you guys, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a beautiful place to be.
Can
Franco, I'm going down. She gave me 2.5 milliseconds. Franco, I got a question for you. Now that you spend so much time around a bunch of creators and you came from the era of YouTube where you're kind of on your own, what is it like connecting with so many talented people, or going through all these different content pieces that you'll end up putting together?
Oh man, like I think what I think one of my favorite things is to um just see just see people grow, just see how they tackle something and they don't stop. And 1 year and a half ago, most of the people who are right now, they've been here for a year and a half ago. Like when we released the 30 files, so when we started, the same people are still here. Most probably like 95% people are still here. And I can remember absolutely from like it's yesterday how they started. And obviously there's people who are very experienced at what they do, people who are beginners and they started with 3D from scratch. There's a wide variety of experience in this, artifact creators, but everyone has a journey and it's a different journey, and I love to see it. I think um, that's the beautiful part about it, that like you not necessarily are in a different level if you are in your story, and people just like they're helping each other, and I see that every day, and it's just very fun to see a collab, or it's very fun to see somebody be like, look, I'm fucking stuck with this model here, I can't do that, and somebody comes through and is like, look, here you have this and that, here are 3 tips, then you have this tutorial, and here you have this, and then also if you want to call me, here's my number. And like, all right, like this is the best community or what? So I see it every day, and I'm very inspired to it. The videos I try to edit is because I just love editing and I love putting together stories. And I think we have a lot to tell. There's a lot of stories behind these people who are creating um, amazing stuff through Artifact. And the more systemic we get, or the more time we get, and the more time to mature what we're creating goes through, it's like we're going to get more time to go deep into the stories of each of these individuals that we have in the program, and that's what I'm very excited about.
I could sit here and listen to Franco speak inspirational all day, man. It's actually so lovely, but yeah, like you're absolutely right. Like the amount of like talent and stuff in this in the community, and the willingness to help it's actually so inspirational to see. But listening to you speak about it just like makes me more and more gassed.
Yes, like you're perfect for this job because you've experienced it firsthand what it meant to try and level up and get your skills together and try and like impress somebody. So like you're watching those people do the same thing and you're supporting them, and I absolutely love it. But here's a little cringe story. So maybe Franco, close your ears for the beginning bit, but I was speaking to Ben a while back, and I was just like, man, Franco is the best boss I've ever had. And then I was just telling him the reasons behind it. And I said, one of the things about him is that you just don't want to let him down. I don't know how he does it, but he's so he's such an immaculate human being that you just don't want to make him feel that way. And he was like, don't worry, no one's as harsh as me. Like, I was there on top of him and I've trained him, but he'll never be as harsh as me. So I just wanted to know, what was it like working for Ben, because he sounds so scary.
Ben is such a special human being, man. Yeah, I think people really obviously Ben is, a lot of people won't don't know Ben, right? So and whenever he tweets something, or whenever you listen to him in a conference or whatever he's speaking at for like 5 minutes, you get a little essence of him, but there's a lot of layers to that guy, and I always thought it was really inspirational. Obviously, you know, he has that personality of, he's obviously like probably the most harsh people a person in the company, and he's also French people have like a very interesting sense of humor. I have French people, French friends, and they're very similar to him as well, so it's kind of culture at the same time. But I guess that working with him in Fanatic really gave me like a new path or a new vision on how your inspiration or your talent could go. I've always been a person that is just, people that we don't I don't come from a lot from I just come from Argentina. I didn't got a lot really, so I just being in London in Fanatic, um it was just too much for me. It was like a very huge opportunity. I would never let it go. And he gave me that. So at that moment, it's like, okay, I this opportunity is crazy. I'm not going to take it for granted. And whatever this guy's vision is, I'm going to try to understand and go through it, because like he gave me this spot that I have right here. Yeah, Ben was, I don't know, Ben in Fanatic was, I don't think, you have to be truthful, I don't think he was understood correctly. A lot of people would probably not really be as attached as probably other people will be to him, right? Like he was more, whatever he wanted something, he would say it. Like he's one of those people that he would not bullshit around. Like if he feels something around, he will tell you in your face. And at that moment, people sometimes don't like that, or um, you know, whenever I did something that was not good, he will tell me, "Franco, that's shit," and I'll go back and like redo it. And whenever I would do something good, he was like, "Okay, this is good," and you gotta take both, and it's just like the reality. And I mean, in life, people won't tell you all the time. Like you actually, yeah, people actually will tell you all the time, like, "Oh man, this is good," and then in the back, will be like, "No, this is actually bullshit. We gotta change it." That's not how it works. I mean, the easier you get, the fastest you get it, that's how you learn. That's how you learn. And I think that's the process that I made through graphic to video. That's how I knew I was doing better, because during graphic I was getting a lot of times with Ben in which he was like, "Oh no, Franco, what the fuck are you doing?" Um or sometimes we'll be like, "Okay, this is cool," but then with video it was, I don't know, he was saying like anything negative, so I was like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on." So obviously that was the path, and I was trying to, I think he helped me found a way that it's like a video could be my passion. And Ben built like a little team inside Fanatic that it was probably like 4 or 5 people. It was kind of like the creative center of um Fanatic, but it was not really, obviously we were doing everything like the marketing and this and that and whatever, but Ben was in charge of bringing every single crazy partnership to Fanatic. And people really didn't see that, but we were there. Like the people who were working next to him, we knew that he was the one bringing these crazy collabs in the world, which collabs were starting, and no other esports team was getting like this amount of collabs and this quality of collabs. Because like, yeah, esports was getting hot and everybody was trying to jump in, but esports teams were grabbing whatever they wanted. And then Ben was more patient with it. He was also doing different, a little more tailored collabs, thinking a bit more about it. um I think one of the best things about working with Ben there was that he was really good at knowing mood boards and ideas, and you know different type of things that we could do as campaigns. So he would give us kind of like a brief, very creative and out there brief. Not the type of brief that you would imagine of like, okay, this is a brief, a paragraph, this and that. No, more of a crazy brief, and we gotta grab that and work with it. Sometimes it's still that way, but it's really cool because like it gives you a freedom to kind of surprise him and do things that might like him. It's I think it's cool. At the beginning, it was difficult to get to it, but then you understand it's like the more freedom you have, the better it is for an artist. and yeah, I don't know. I think Ben, something that was really crazy to me that then it later on resonated me with everything he created. Artifact is that he was one of the first ones incorporating proper 3D into gaming and esports. I'm talking about like marketing and assets to for products, right? In 2018, for example, we did like a collab with Champion, and we make a hoodie. We made a hoodie with Fnatic, and it was like a whole website with a 3D hoodie, like you guys see now. The hoodies that we put on, how he turns from 360, how he walks, just like in that motion, and those things he was doing already. And for us, imagine like I was just involved with video or graphic design. I saw, I was like, okay, man, like this guy is connected with very talented people, and I gotta get close to him to learn as much as I can, and that's how it went. Sorry if I'm speaking so much. I don't know if it's too much or not.
Franco,
That's
you
the whole
gotta
point.
you gotta do the accent. The fact that you didn't do one French accent while talking about Ben this whole time is sad.
I can't really do the French accent, but yeah, no, I won't do. I get canceled probably. There's French people if there's French people in this call, I'll get canceled probably.
Yeah, and Artifact is listening in. We don't know if that's Ben or somebody else, right?
No, if it's Ben, I'll get fucked up already. Like he will start saying something about French, and I don't think. Hopefully, it's not Ben.
Check your DMs and find out. Anyways, I think it's a good time to to bring some people up. If anybody has any questions for Franco, he's obviously got a wealth of information, not just about creating, but being part of this community. Franco, one question I got to ask. I must spill a little alpha since most people don't know, but Franco is obsessed with Pixar movies. But Franco, do you have any top like movies or artists that you just really like looking at or researching?
Oh wow, yes. Yeah, I mean, lately I've always been into animated movies. At the beginning, it was because I guess I get emotional when I watch animated movies. I like to cry when I watch them. So I don't know, Coco and those movies. I was like, all right, I think I ended up liking crying in these movies. But then later on, I started liking animation, and yeah, some of the things I like the most, I guess, is more about I like a lot of things. I try to get into every single genre and everything in film and photography and video and animated studios because I get references from everywhere and I try to combine them and play around with them. And I think everything has like a each own things that you can learn from, and when you combine them, it's pretty cool. And I guess from animated studios, I would say lately what I like the most. I would say Studio Trigger. They did the Cyberpunk Edge Runners Netflix series that was pretty dope. Obviously, Arcane from Little Legends with the I don't know how to pronounce it, but the French I think it's Fortiche or something like that productions. Love that one. Obviously, Spider Man, Sony and Columbia Pictures doing Spider Man. That's ridiculous what they're doing. And then Love Death Robots is a big one for me. Blur Studio, Blow Studio, Unit Image. Those all those worked with Love Death Robots, and I think I can watch the series probably all the time, and I would never get tired of just watching it. I don't know another genres. I think film photography is something that I'm starting to do a lot, and there's this guy called Volandis. I like what he's doing. He's reaching really cool colors, and I'm interested in what he's doing lately. I think he's big already, but I think he's going places. You guys should check them out if you're into film photography or just photography in general. I don't know, man. There's so many. Like in photography for products, for example, I like Aiden Cullen, and then cinema photography, maybe like Ben Cutchins, the guy who made all the photos for the series Ozark. I don't know, man. There's a lot. Oh, Step Studios. I love those guys. It's more of a commercial point, but they're really good. And then obviously, I think the biggest of them all that I like, probably the one I learned the most in terms of sound just by playing his videos 1,000 times is Gibson Hazard. I think when Ali was here, he mentioned him as well. Um, Man, that kid is ridiculous. Like you guys need to go watch. He made when I think it was the Grammys, like for 2020 or 2021, something like that. he made, you know how when you present a Grammy for an artist, he and his team, they made like a little intro for each of the artists that were like winning, for example, or presenting, and he did like a special for Black Pumas and from Billie Eilish and Post Malone and a couple more. And guys, oh my god, um, you learn a lot about everything in those just couple minutes of content. I don't know. There's a lot more, Cash. I don't know. I'm just in love with everything, really.
You know, this man studies when he's got all these studios and directors and producers just like off the top, just ready to go. But let's throw it to Dre now because I don't want to follow up with any questions. Otherwise, we're going to spiral for the rest of this spaces. Dre, what's going on, man?
Yo, what up, Dre?
Yo, my man, Franco, what's good? What's good? You know I had to jump up here and give flowers for you, bro. It's crazy to hear you speak how in depth you go with your research to learn about who's creating this content. For you to just fire off names of people who are putting together Grammy award winning content, like that's just nuts. But it shows and proves how much you are into this creators aspect of things and why you are where you are. So first of all, shout out to you for that. Secondly, just shout out to you being a great human being, man. Me and you speaking and having good conversations and you just being a genuine person, man. I greatly appreciate that. It's hard to come across people where you can catch that vibe from them just from the way that they speak and connect with them on a deeper rooted level, conversations with them. And when you do find those people, you have to give them their flowers because it's one in a million. So shout out to you for that, bro. And you said something interesting earlier about you being into sound, and I'm the same way. Like, same type of situations. Like, I'm in Tokyo. Away from the door, please. I'm the same way. I'll repeat it in so much that my wife would be like, "Yo, bro, you gotta shut up." Like, I'm listening to a Gwen Stefani song.
Wait, is it just me or is he rugged?
He's rocking so
Oh
hard.
man, yeah. He went into straight Transformer voice. I was so confused. I thought
Man,
it
I
was
can't
me.
believe he was about to sing Gwen Stefani, and I can't believe I missed that.
We missed
Oh
so
damn!
much Dre.
Wait! Did I
Hello?
rug? Did I rug?
Yeah.
Damn.
You're back now.
The
At what
last
part? I'm
word
in.
we heard was Gwen Stefani.
Oh, word. All right, so my bad. I'm out in Phoenix, man, trying to vacate. So I'm driving through the desert. I might rug a lot, but it's this Gwen Stefani. Why did that song? I don't know if y'all hip or not, man. You got to be used to that. But like I said, I say those type of things as well. Like I repeat them when they stuck in my head. So with that being said, where do you see music going, utilizing this type of creation and this type of direction within this sector? Because I myself think this is the next play for, like, it's inevitable, right? We see AI Drake creating songs that people love and creating infectious hooks that people can't forget. It is not even him, right? So I'm curious to see what your opinion is on the music side of creating, utilizing this technology and this, this content as well.
Thanks, Dre, man. Well, you're also. I'm really happy to have you in this, in the creator side of things as well. I know you are well upon community, but you always give a little love and support to our creators, and I really respect that. It's really cool to have people who are in both ends trying to, kind of take the word and the missing words of a creator who communicates through creation, and then you have people like you that will go come through and it's like, okay, have you guys seen this, or have you guys know about this creator? And I think I think what you do is really cool, and you have your background that we talked before, and I know, you know, you know a lot about it. So I think that's really cool, and people can learn about you, every day. So that's really cool, man. In terms of music, yeah, man. I mean, I think if I would have the chance, I could stop a lot of things and I could focus on music for creators, or I would do it because I'm just music is really, I think it's big. It's really big in most of our life, in my life at least, and definitely something that is difficult to. I think we see it that it could change all the time, but it's difficult to picture it because I remember um, when I got into this space for the first time, a royal um, started doing some stuff, and I was like, okay, with Blah, I was like, all right, like this is interesting. We've seen all the history of music artists against the labels, and how's that going to be fixed, and how many artists have we seen being fucked because of this, and only the really big ones can make it, and it's just difficult. And then when I saw that, I was like, all right, this is at least, it changes the pattern of things. I supported that and I got into it, and still it was difficult to make it because it's attached to a system that is obviously crypto and is ETH and it's Web3. So it's not just music that's changing like that. It comes with a lot of elements that have not been fully accepted yet as well. So the people who are in Web3 and the people like us that we know kind of how it is, we can definitely, at least I can definitely see music like, oh my God, like music can really make a U-turn pretty big, and it could get really interesting, to get the funding from people before releasing the music, or instead of dividing your percentages with the label, divided with an audience. How could you get that audience? Maybe through companies that can help you do that. I don't know. There's so many things. I think right now, the I guess the direct connection I have with music at the moment, it's not more no more of those companies or whatever. It's more about the creators that we have in this program. Um, we have a good amount of musicians here in this community that are super talented. I love listening what they do. I mean, um, I think it's just a moment of getting together and having the time to kind of develop each genre and see how can we pull out that specific genre and do something really good for them. But I think, yeah, technology in general can change it and can move it around, but music will still be there. um, I think making music is not easy. It doesn't matter. I mean, if AI gets into pays, or new ways of making money through it comes through as well. Music is music, and people listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it first. If the music is good, if the beat is great, if the instruments are crazy, if the voice of a rapper is good, if the story they're telling is amazing. So I'll get into that first, and then the structure of it. If it changes, I'll follow it. If it goes down, I'll hire it. I don't know. I just think music goes around with everything. If somebody's animating, somebody's making graphics, music is the thing that lifts up. So in my opinion, it's the most important, one of the most important things. Um, if you're gonna change, probably. Um, but I don't know. I would lie to you if I know exactly how the music industry will change in the near future.
Preach. I don't want to start spazzing about music stuff because then it'll be like a music NFT showroom or something, and people people will lose the plot. But I see we got Sunred coming up. Let's see what Sunred has to say. If
By
anybody
the
else wants
way,
to join, oh, go ahead, Barry.
sorry, I just refuse to believe that Franco has watched all of those things that he mentioned, because this guy is a workaholic. Like, I can't tell you. He went on a 3-week holiday and he could not get away from Slack. Like, dude, just go have fun. But he was like, as soon as he got to London, we got to meet him, and he was just like talking about work, and I'm like, yo, no, this is chill time. So yeah, I don't believe it. But Sunred, hi, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, Franco. I just wanted to give you flowers on your video editing. I really like the rhythmic cuts you do, and I think they're really in tune with the energy of the sounds. So my question to you is, like, in the whole pipeline, what's your favorite part of video editing? Is it like color grading or sound? Like, and also, what would you like to learn more of?
Simon, man, thank you so much for the words. I love your animations, the clothing you've been doing. I really like your style, man. I think what the latest thing you've been doing so far that is not complete yet. I've seen it. I've seen the behind the scenes and I know what you're doing, and I think it's really cool. So I hopefully, whenever you keep doing this stuff, we put it into the next one. I already have a couple of your videos, and we'll put it into the next one. That's for sure. Yeah, man. I think my favorite part of editing is definitely go to sound. It definitely goes into it. I think. Um, I don't know. The whole thing is really cool to do because like when it connects and when it goes through, it's just like it clicks somehow, sound and visuals and everything. But right now it's different because I'm editing other people's creation, right? I'm editing your guys' creation, and it's different. It's the different approach. Usually before this, before Artifact, I will go and film myself. I was filming sports for like a couple years before coming to Artifact, and I will film and then I will edit. So it's different now to go into what you guys created, but it's cool because it kind of makes me go into a little bit of your head to see like what were you trying to put in here, and how can I put it together with other 50 people's creation with different approaches as well. So I think my favorite part is to figure out how can I do storytelling with people who didn't work together, and then the music part definitely. um I guess that, and the music part is okay. So with cast, we have this dilemma of like we can't really use all the time, like not even all the time. We can't use like music that we really love to edit music. If it were for me, you best believe I would go into my beautiful '80s souls music and album that I have, and I will put some dope songs, some dope, really cool music. But we'll get hit by trademark. So we gotta go into this, like what is it called, like free copyright music places. And on the one side, I think obviously we don't like it because like we're limited with it, but on the other side, I think it really put us in a situations like if you can work with that music, you can work with whatever. And at the moment when I do one of these videos, I probably grab like 7 to 6, like sorry, 7 to 8 songs from these places, and I kind of combine them and dissect them a little bit and try to change them a lot. So there's there's something new in there, or something with a little bit of soul or some heart. And once in a while, I try to put a little bit of a song that doesn't belong to me, but I distort it a little bit and I put in there, hide it, so nobody noticed. I probably can't do that anymore. That I just said it, but yeah, that's my favorite part, man. I love doing sound and storytelling.
Yeah, I love that he just said 7 to 8 songs. I hope people realize that, like back in the day, like most hip hop producers are only sampling one song. So this guy's literally doing 7 times the work of a just general music producer. But anyways, just shows he cares.
Yeah, I feel like I've been using this program called Splice to produce music for a while, and I tried searching stuff for the Unreal Engine experience, and like stuff like footsteps and like grunts and like sand exploding. Like I'm not sure how to translate that, but I just try searching and try to like layer different sounds and try to get whatever the movement of the character looks like they're doing, right? So like in the last animation, I was animating the big animus, the big blue one, and he jumped up and hit the ground. And I wasn't sure what that sounded like, but kind of went through Splice and just layered stuff. It was pretty fun.
No, that's really cool. I think I know exactly what you're saying, and I think it's really fun because like what you should do is usually sometimes when I don't get the sound that I'm trying to picture or like I'm imagining, I'll do it myself and I'll put like let's say I'll put a phone and like the ground, and I'll jump to the ground and I'll record that sound, and then I'll put it into my computer. Obviously it won't sound great, but then I can grab another sound and kind of distort it to and combine it maybe with the other one. You have a high quality sound and then a shitty one that is the one that you made. So you combine both, and now you have like a intermediate sound. I mean, we're not making a music video here, right? Like that is gonna go into Hollywood. We're making like a hype video, so it's fine. Like you can play around with it, and I think you can reach really cool stuff. Later on, if you guys, I have a bunch of library stuff in terms of like different sounds and stuff. So if you need it, I can send it to you.
Yes, Sunred, if you also need anybody to make any sound effects for you, I'm your girl. This is my water drop.
You got it. I'll reach
Yeah,
out to you.
is it good? Shout out to Yops for teaching you that.
That sounded more like hitting a paper cup. Sunred, we're gonna have to, get you some more high quality sounds. She's still
Don't
just
be
going
such a
after it right
hater.
now. Yeah. But Sunred, also, if you want to check out some free sounds, you can always go to YouTube, or Franco opened my eyes to the world of Artlist, and I have been using his account nonstop. I'm actually waiting for him to look one day and be like, "Why the fuck is there so much random noises downloaded and just little silly things?" But yeah, Artlist is definitely the way to go if you want to get some of those sound effects.
You mean you're using your own account, right? For anybody listening.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you.
I got a broken faucet. May need that drip.
I'm dead. Okay, if anybody else would like to come up, we might push it a little bit longer. Oh, hello, Yops.
I know I'm already up, but I just wanted to mention one thing.
That's what he said.
Hey. Anyway, going back to the topic at hand, I just wanted to give I know I'm here being co-host and all of that, but I wanted to give Franco a little shout out. And just the creators team in general, and the things that you guys are pushing for. And I know Franco is always pushing for creators as much as possible. Because at the beginning, when we was doing our things and making stuff, and then pushing our projects forward, it's sometimes you feel maybe maybe the team is a bit out of reach, or you don't want to pester them too much, or you don't want to ask for too much help or anything like that. But when it comes to Franco, I think the first few times I was quite nervous about reaching out for help or anything like that. But anytime I have, it's instant response. He's always trying to figure out the best way he can help you, not just oh, let me see what I can do and get back to, but it's let me figure out the best way I can help you, not just a little I don't know, here's a video of a tutorial or whatever it is. It's just always trying so hard to push for what you want as a creator, and then setting up creator calls and getting all of us together and just speaking to us and asking us what we possibly could need, what could help us push forward. And it's just it's just so amazing to see. I've never been a part of anything or any kind of community that has that kind of backing, and Franco is definitely the top man. I just wanted to say you're an absolute legend, and thank you for absolutely everything you're doing, man.
Well, thanks, Ralph, man. I think it's easy to be helpful when you have the people that you, or the people that are having this call. It's just, I mean, you see what you guys are doing. It's just the first thing that comes to mind is all right, man. I mean, what is the best way you can help this person? And I think at the moment we have a very, very interesting and crazy team that helps me help people. Obviously, we have Cousin Ferry right now in the here as host. We'll do a lot for the community and for our team. But then we also have other people that help us a lot that are, in my opinion, top notch. For example, we have Regis and Mars who are making absolutely crazy content and helping people, teaching them how to do stuff. And then you have on the community side, you have Hunter and Connie and then Josh. They're always trying to help people respond quickly, support. And then man, everything that we have in terms of education, in terms of tools for people to get out and to start learning quicker, or the curves, everything that happens in terms of 3D. We have Bev, which is a absolute um, legend, and I'm just really happy to be next to him working every day. It's just, I don't know. I think we have a killer team that is just nonstop. It's nonstop trying to help others and trying to get creators into what the reach of Artifact is. Sometimes it's crazy because obviously um we are attached to a brand that has drops, it has different things, and Artifact is inventing and doing things all the time every aspect of the thing. And obviously there are things that go the right way, there are things that go the wrong way, there are things that we learn from, there are things that we keep going, the things that we went right. And in the middle, we are working also for creators. Like we are, my main responsibility and best main responsibility is Artifact Creators, obviously that vertical at all. But then we also work on Artifact things, right? We do marketing videos for Artifact, we do tools for Artifact, we do anything that you can think of for Artifact. We do decks for Artifact. Like there's so many things we do, and you try to reach to every single creator, and sometimes there's no time on the day to do it. And it's a little bit sometimes concerning because you try to help everyone, it's not there. But then I think that the more the time goes through this program, and I learn more that we got to go through objectives and we got to put something on the table. Can't do everything at the whole time. So I know that asking for patience is bullshit sometimes, but um, I know where we're going with this. I really know where we're going with this program, and I know what you guys can get out of it. Um, and the place we're going is a good place. And it could take us a little bit of time, but once we get there, that's just gonna be crazy. And I guarantee you that. Like I'm not gonna rest until we get there. And it's just inspiring. It's just inspiring to see because we all been there, right? Like all of us that we are in this call right now, and probably a lot more people, we all been there. We all been in the moment of working for free and years of working for free, like uh, learning new things that we don't know what the fuck we're doing. There's so many things that we've been through, and then like we mentioned before, like it's different stories, different lines, different ages, like different experiences, different countries, different like it's not the same a first world country to a third world country. Like there's so many variables in there that people don't really see it from a tweet. That's why I think it's important to kind of go a little bit outside and see it more of a okay, this is not just creators, this is culture and creators. Okay, how can we progress together both of those in the same line? It will take time, it will, but I think the first is that line that you say, Jobs, like we gotta help as much as you can, we gotta like reply to the people, see what we got, but also have that patience and have that mentality long term or mid term that we can reach places. It's just not now, it's just not now, maybe but we're going there.
Franco for president. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, he's about to start leaking stuff, y'all. Y'all keep pushing him. I'm gonna let him spit.
I
Let
know.
the man cook.
I was sweating. I got a bit scared there. But Franco, is there anything that you can actually tell? Come on, little alpha.
Sorry, what? Something that I can say about what?
You know what the creative vision is. We should be expecting for the future.
um, there is a lot of alpha, but I can't really talk a lot about these things. I guess
Okay,
the thing that,
he's
yeah,
panicking
no,
now.
I mean, I don't know exactly what I can talk to really. Like the last times I opened my mouth, I fucked up some things, but um, I don't know. I guess I can tell you that we are working in different ends. We are going and talking to different people. We are um taking care of a lot of things that take time because like now obviously we are working with Nike very closely, and things take more time than usual. And the thing that you think we're not working, we are, but that it takes time. It takes time because now we gotta make it approved to different people. That is not really on our power. Some of these things, but it's just difficult to try to explain something without saying the whole thing because I can't. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like the little details are being difficult to approve, not because of not approval, but because it takes time. It's just like people that are not working next to you take time to reply, and then it takes time to the next thing got to be approved, and then it goes to another thing, and it just got it gets confused. But then if we keep pushing and we keep going at them, it will at the end it will be fixed, or will be approved, right? So that's another thing that I gotta do is like I gotta be annoying at people, and I'm definitely one of the most fucking annoying people out there because I push. um but yeah, I mean in the end it's cool because you learn how Nike works, and you learn how these massive companies work, and you talk to people in companies that are I thought it was going to be completely outside my realm like a year ago. And now I sit with them and I sit with people. I'm like, in reality, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. That's their reality. Like it's just like that. So we're really close. We're really close to do things that we like, and I don't know. I think it's really exciting. It's difficult to prove and to talk about it, but it's exciting.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I think people will take that as well. And you said not a lot, like nobody knows what the hell they're doing, but I can confirm that you actually do know what you're doing. And it's sometimes really annoying how you're so good at everything, but you're fast with it. Like, please do not set the same standards for me. I can't be you. I'm trying, but like, you're insane. I want to know, do you have any background in like managing people? Because you seem to be like extremely good at it, but I can't see it on your LinkedIn. So how did that happen?
No, I never. No, I don't consider myself good at it because like I never had a manager position until Artifact, and I think um I think most people know him. So when Zach joined Artifact, I think that was a huge change in Artifact. In my under my view, I think Zach made a lot of things going for Artifact, and that guy is super talented in managing. Like when that guy came to into the company, I was like, okay, damn, like um, this guy can manage. This guy can manage like 50 projects at a time. So what I do, obviously, I don't have that background at all. So since he arrived here, I try to go to each one of his calls. I try to see what his documents look like. I try to see how he communicates to people. I don't know. I try to kind of absorb a little bit of his managing skills, and I don't know. Some of them I can pick up. Some of them is a lot more difficult to do, but same thing with Harlan, for example. Harlan is obviously he's like the visual director for Artifact, and he's more on the creation of things, actual beast. But he also knows how to communicate really well in terms of when he's explaining a project or when he wants to have something done. He has a completely different approach maybe than Zach, but both of them are really, really good at what they do in terms of comms. And I just think the Artifact team is really stacked, and I'm absorbing from all of them. I think that's the beautiful part of it, that this team is still small, so you get to talk and work with every single one. Um, and the founders really did a really cool job by bringing each of the people that we have in the company, because you get a lot from them. I don't know, Farah. It's just I think it's just like a combination of people. I learn a lot from Bev as well. Like Bev is really calm when he talks. He gives like what's precise and what's needed, and that's it. Sometimes I talk a lot more, and I need to kind of like find the balance on that shit, and it's difficult sometimes. But it's just a learning process, I guess.
I personally enjoy listening to you talk. When you cut our meetings from 1 hour to half an hour, I was really sad about it, but I'm glad we at least have the spaces and we got to hear you speak. I don't know if there's anybody else that wants to ask anything, throw the flowers, or if you are uncomfortable with speaking, you can always put it in the comments as well. Um, did we even talk about how you got into Artifact?
No, before no, we didn't. I don't know. I don't know what was the thing we said about the job, but
So maybe
before
you can tell us how Ben poached you from Fnatic.
no, because I was out of Fnatic by then. I guess the long story short, after Fnatic, I went into film. So I was filming and doing like somehow I reached to do freelance to like some like NBA and NFL teams. So I was in that for a couple of years, um and then I went back to esports. I went to do like open up like a news. So esports was going crazy at that point again. So I did like a news company of it. It was called Weekly.gg. It was kind of like a newsletter based esports company, but it was just me writing it. I didn't know how to write, but I noticed that all the journalists from from in gaming were more, very formal, and they were very analytical, and they were just talking about, how CSGO, how precise it is, and this and that. And I was just like, I started writing very informal newsletters, telling it as it is. Like I was more like, look, Nike literally just partnered with this company. It's gonna be fucking crazy, and I'll use like this informal language into a newsletter. And somehow most of the people that were working at these esports teams and the companies and the publishers, they started reading it. It was more like a internal newsletter that caught on somehow. And and then I sold it because I wanted to do the same thing for Web3 when he popped out. So I was trying to start. I was like thinking if I was going to do the same thing, like curating. Weekly GG was curating, so I wanted to curate Web3 and primarily the creators. That's what caught my attention the first when I saw. I knew about Artifact because I follow whatever Ben was doing since the get go. So that's why I kind of discovered the creation part of things in Web3. And um, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this curation. And then I talked with Ben, and Ben was like, look, we have a bunch of creators. Um, we have a vision for creators, and we would like you to come and just do the same thing for a game, but instead of gaming, more a visual side of things, and for creators and Web3. And I was like, say less, I'm there. Um, so I just literally just went out, and it was like a little of a trial period for like 3 months or whatever, and then um, I just grabbed the creator vertical, and that was probably like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, your anniversary passed. I was so sad I missed it because I was doing some digging. And I was like, oh, 5 months has already passed. What do you mean we didn't even celebrate? We need to celebrate. We're celebrating every day, baby. We have Rupsy up on stage. What's going on?
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me up. I just wanted to stop in real quick and give Franco his flowers. Um, I just appreciate all the work you do for the whole community, man. You do a lot of amazing stuff. Uh, you're a beast. I don't know how you get it all done, but you manage to do it. And I appreciate all the continued support that you show me, and I know you do the same for a lot of the other creators in the community. It means a lot to us to get a little love from you guys. So just want to thank you and give you some love your way and hand you your flowers, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro. You're killing, man. You're killing with the creations. Love your renders, and then yeah, we might get something going on. We're actually later on, so you guys start getting some attention to this guy. The things will happen. These guys are killer.
And there he goes, starting the weak shit. Just the tip of the iceberg, but all right, here we go, Franco.
Franco, just behave yourself. Gosh. We have Anya up on stage. Hello, my queen.
GM, I just wanted to come in and throw my flowers onto the giant mountain of flowers that have already been given. Um, and yeah, I just this is gonna sound really sappy, but I just wanted to express my thanks to Franco because you know, when I had before I had joined the team, like he had, messaged me and was like, "Hi, like my name is Franco, like I work with Artifact, and would you be down for us to use your clone?" And I was like, my exact words were abso freaking lutely. I was like so excited about it, but that was like shortly before I had like joined. And then when I had jumped on, I think it was one time I had like reached out and like had just like asked him a question or something like that, and he was like, of course, like anything for you, like you're part of the team, like, we and just you have never failed to make those around you feel appreciated and welcomed, not only within like the team, but also like people within the community that you've been able to grow close to. And I just want to express my thanks to you because there's been definitely some times where I'm like, do I even belong here? Because I just feel like an imposter sometimes. And so I appreciate you and all the work that you do. You have such an intensity about you, but you are so like, and I mean like that you are intense because of how quick and efficient and fast and just everything that comes out of your workload is just amazing. But you are so relaxed about it. Like it's just like comes out really. Sorry, I
No.
got wrecked.
Yes, you're back.
I was just gonna.
Keep it going.
Sorry. But I think you're everything that you do, it's so it comes natural to you, and it just and I don't think it's just because like you're naturally good at it. I think you've just worked so hard that it comes out like beautifully because of everything you've put into it. And I just want to give you thanks for all you do and being here and being such a pillar for us like internally and then externally. It's just amazing to have you part of Artifact and to look up to you as well because you're just an incredible and strong person. And yeah, thanks, Franco. I love you.
Oh wow, Anya, that's crazy. Thank you so much. It's just I think there's a little fun fact about Anya that she was working on what was it, the Utah event, Anya, I think it was. Um I think it's cool that we have people like Anya in our team because like she really cares about people and she really cares about the community. And I remember we were talking about, look, like how dope would it be if we connect these creators into the RL events and we try to pay them whatever type of budget we can get out of that budget IRL, we can give it to creators instead of here and here. And I took care of it, and it's just like, okay, these are the creators, we talked to them before, and like, so that's, I think she's really connected to what the female community is. And we're just glad, super, I mean, I'm just happy you're in the team. It's really cool to have you. um I don't know, I think the cool thing about this team is that I think people gotta be passionate about it. I mean, obviously, this working in companies that a lot of people want to work for is obviously a passion job. And Fanatic was kind of the same. A team. Like if you work for a sports team, obviously, if you love sports, you're gonna be passionate about it. And it gathers a group of people that are just very passionate. I don't think I've never seen a passionate group like this. And I mean, I have like I live very far away from Bev, for example. When Bev is one of the people I talk the most while working. And I like when I don't know, midnight is my 9 a.m. and my midnight is his 9 a.m. and that's the time we get to talk or to work together, and we do it. So it's just like a way of um understanding when you get in, you understand that it's just passion. And I wouldn't change it, honestly. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, and I also want to shout out to you as well because at one point you reached out and were like, "Hey, like we want to highlight the women of the community. Who has clones? Who do you know?" And like I think I sent you a really long list. I was like, because I'd already been keeping track of as many people as I could find, but it was really cool. And I think it ended up being for the Miami event that you guys had rendered a bunch of the clones for that were women in the community, and it was really fantastic to see. Even though I couldn't be there for those that were able to go, like it was nice to see so many of like the women who are in our community be highlighted in that way, and they felt really seen and special too. And so thank you for looking out for that corner of our ecosystem as well.
Spaces isn't really spaces if Anya doesn't come up and do her usual speeches that leave tears falling down your face. So thank you, Anya, for that. Jack, what's up? Welcome.
Why do I always have to follow Anya? It's like the most like passively gentle, intimidating thing because she just kills it every time. But we just got to be used to that. I just wanted to jump up, say thank you, Franco, and the entire Artifact Creators team. because like the creators.artifact.com website, it's a game changer. Like when that dropped, that was really, really exciting to see, because it kind of gives the creators of this ecosystem, a hub or a goal, to try and make the website, or to a great place to like see what other creators are doing out there to kind of get ideas or inspiration, or like, hey, no one's done what I've been doing for 10 years. Like, let me whip something up kind of thing. And it has, tutorials and the explore, all of it with the apply. It's an awesome website. I'm glad that y'all put that out. I know that takes a lot of time to develop and to put out and to create and then to update. It's a lot. But I just wanted to say thank you for, shining that light on the creators in this ecosystem, because that's really, like we all build what this becomes kind of in parallel. So a website to help us organize is epic.
No, I appreciate you, man. I think it's the website was key for us to do, and it's just the first iteration, and it's the first kind of blend into it. We have a lot of plans for it. We're always talking about how to improve it or the new things that we're bring into it, and some things need approval, some things we can just put it out, and it's interesting because there's so many genres and so many creators that are attached to different things, so we can make a world for each part of the creator. There's music is one world, like 3D renders and animation is another one, fashion is another one, like IRL and 3D printing is another one. There's so is I think in the long run we can really make truly unique experiences through each of the creators that we have. Um, but yeah, man, I think that website was key for us to at least to be more present in curation and communication, and it opens a lot of opportunities for us to talk. Bro, by the way, let me.
Oh no, they start rugging. You said,
No.
by the way, it starts to leak alpha.
Sorry, did I did I rock?
Yeah, but you're back.
I was just gonna say, by the way, like I just want to shout out every single creator that is in here, man. And like I'm looking at the call, I see so many legendary people, and I love every single of the people who are here, man. Like I just need to say that the level of talent that we have in this community is unmatched. It really is, and man, like I can go through each of you guys, and I think if you guys to get together, you can build the most incredible companies out there. Like there's so much talent. In the first row, you only have like Yuka with the illustration, like Jay Marino, my boy, with like crazy animations. Audi, like a beast developer. Like once everybody is ridiculous if you go name by name. So just a big shout out to all of you, and to say that everyone is so inspirational and motivates us to keep going. And it's something that we definitely talk when I have calls with Ben or Z or Chris. Like they mention it all the time. It's like these guys are pushing us to go forward all the time. So it's like every single piece of content you put out is seen, and it's definitely out there.
Frank, I think that brings up a good, almost like last point we could talk about is what your perspective is on the founders and how they view creators in the artifact world.
I couldn't hear it right though. What did you say?
I was just gonna ask if you could give your comments on what Chris, Z, and Ben think about creators in the artifact world.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I think the three of them are creators at soul. Obviously, so Chris is probably the most incredible and crazy creator I've ever seen in my life. He was doing 3D design, 3D when 3D was not even a thing. Um, so that guy has a crazy, crazy background. Whenever we bring him here to spaces, get ready to like, just be completely brain fucked. And Z and Ben, like they're not artists, but they know how to talk to artists, and they discover artists. They know artists. They're all about artists. The first thing they talk about when they talk about artifact is about creators, right? So they do have a pretty crazy vision for creators in terms of the relationship between the brand and creators and where we're going. And there's so many things to talk about. Obviously, most of them I can't. But I think what I can say is that uh, this year and the following year, like this right now in this couple of years that goes up above us, is like there's gonna be a good focus on creators, and if everything goes well, you're gonna find different things that will bring you back into it and build up and get resources from it and think that will be very useful for you in different ways. So I know I'm not saying anything concrete at the moment, but um, their vision is really out there, and you guys are connected to it. Um, I'm trying not to spill any offer here right now, Cass, but you put me in the trap, and um, you might do it again.
Hey man, I said, we keep you up here. We can start getting some of the leaks. I tried my best for the people.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start going to your spaces. I'm gonna start put some spicy questions from now on. I think you
Hey
just need
yo,
to.
chill,
Yeah. Yeah,
chill.
you just need to put it a little bit earlier so it's not that late for me. I'm gonna go there.
Yo, you just got threatened by your boss. Franco, do you want to leave us with some last few words of wisdom? Because you got a lot of those. Help us out. How do we be like you?
Oh my god. I don't really. I don't really have any with the words. Nah, I don't know. I think that I would just say that whenever, honestly, it sounds really fucking stupid, but or mundane, but if you're a good person, that's all you need, really. Especially when you get into the industry and you learn to not learn, but you start talking to people that are really higher up on, and you see how the world works, or like how the businesses work, or how brands work and whatever. You start to see that being a good person is really valuable. And you can, I don't know, I think the thing that I think is maybe like my parents, or how the Argentinian culture. The Argentinian culture is really, really heavy on family and friends and people. Argentinian people, they know how to read people. And I think that is the biggest thing that I would say to get good at. To try to, be real, so you can recognize real. So you can recognize people that are being true next to you. Because, like, it'll get dirty. It'll get a little weird at times. But if you are, real enough to kind of like put that filter and only surround yourself with people who are real, um, that's all you need, really. Like, learning, it's in next to your hands. It's on YouTube. It's like learning is there. We're giving learning through Artifact Creators. It's like learning is the easy part. The I think the difficult part is like to really find that realness in people sometimes, especially being all remote, and sometimes you don't know. But if you, I think you can practice it, and you can like have more cool talks with people. Like, reach out if you see a creator that is pretty dope, and you think you would like to collab, or you at least you would like to see if like this guy, what's, or this girl, like what's about. Like, hit him up, be like, hey, let's have a call, or let's just tell me your background, whatever. You're gonna start learning about the realness of people, and I think that's the beautiful part. And I would just say that, I guess. Whenever I try to have an opportunity to talk to somebody, I'll have a call and learn about it. If nothing comes next to that, I don't care. Like, next IRL event, I'll see them, we'll hug, we'll have a beer or whatever, and I will laugh. It's, at the end of the day, I know that I'm all about work, and I'm all about just trying to put Artifact as high as I can. But I'm also very IRL person, and very people's person, and I love learning the realness about people, and that's really it.
Oh my god. It's such an honor to be in the same lifetime as you, but even more of an honor to be working beside you. You are so incredible, such an amazing human being. I have to keep pinching myself. Dre, what's going on?
Hey, I'm here at Legoland with my kids, but it's gonna be man loud in the background. But Franco, you dropped a lot of gems tonight or today, and my question to you is: you said something about the people that work here at Artifact are very passionate individuals. I myself have spoken to a lot of creators within the ecosystem who've been here since Mint and are very much into what the Artifact ethos is, and very passionate about creating and working with Artifact. Do you have any hints for any of those creators as to how they could make that dream a reality for themselves? A lot of people put out a lot of creations, a lot of their time, energy, and love invested into this sector, and they're looking to have some reciprocity from that, possibly being able to work with and for Artifacts. So do you have any tips for those guys to keep them going and keep that motivation going for the love of what's happening here within this brand and this project?
No, that's a great point, man. I think we see the creations that the artifact creators are bringing, and it's not something they can get take for granted. It's really crazy amount of time and amount of work, and it's unreal to see and very inspirational. The thing is like, obviously the first thing you think is like, okay, how is this guy creating this and not working an artifact right now, right? Because it only makes sense. Um, if it were for me, I will bring every single artifact creator and podium my team right now. Um, but there's so many things to have in mind as well. Like there's things that a person that gets high, because there's different ways that you just mentioned, right? One is like getting hired by Artifact, and now it was like, where can we find a way in which Artifact creators can monetize? Then there's another was like, can we make collabs between Artifact and creators? The different ways in which we can find a motivation. Obviously, motivation can go so long. You can motivate yourself to create for so long, and then if you don't find that sustainability of like, okay, can I jump into just working for this? Can I live my life doing this? I get that. I definitely get that. I see it every day. Um, it's different situations from each one, right? In terms of hiring somebody to come to Artifact creators, like right away, just for not for Artifact creators, for Artifact in general, that's something that we are pushing all the time from different ends, not just from Artifact creators. Like different community team needs to hire as well. Like there's a lot of departments that are bringing people. Like the biz department needs more people. Like there's a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't really know and we're working on, and people are needed obviously, and sometimes they're not, because like sometimes the culture of the company wants to keep it small, because having a small versus a big company is different on different things. Sometimes Nike's in the middle, sometimes there's different situations from each one, right? And then hiring somebody also would, and this is something, the first thing I would say is like, hiring somebody is not just creating something really dope, right? Once you hire somebody, how is that person going to work with a small team that is high paced and adaptable? Is that person good at working with other people? Is that good? Is that person can communicate really cool? Like it's like with other people. Is that person like supportive and can get that call right away? And like, what's the availability of that person? How much that person is already earning? And we definitely have opportunities to bring people before to a team that were pretty expensive. It was difficult to bring, but then there's different situations when it comes to bringing somebody to the team. Sometimes I have the call to do it, sometimes I don't. What I would say for that end, in terms of that part of being an Artifact employee, I think is most of you already have the founders already know you, that the founders already been impressed. Like obviously I'm all, like the Artifact creators team already are impressed for sure. So the next level would be to maybe try to find a way to kind of look for a transition, more like, okay, I'm going to do everything now and then I'll try to get that job. Sometimes it's not there, that job to get to be grabbed, right? So if it's not there, what could be the next thing? Can I find different paths? Can I keep doing what I'm doing and decide I do this? It's okay if you stop doing one week of creations and you set up a time for you to think and be like, look, like I've been creating so much, it's like the job is not coming. It's fine if you don't create like all the time, but you can definitely communicate to us all the time as well. My DMs are always open, like the team is always open, and you can come at us and be like, look, this is what I'm missing right now. Like, uh, this is wrong with the website. this is what I would love to have. This is what I think about this and that. Like we're always trying to talk to people as much as we can. Sometimes we can't really say things because it's not just Artifact anymore, right? But that's just being getting by Artifact, right? But that's I guess the hardest part. But then obviously there are other things that involve collabing with Artifact as a creator, or having a marketplace in the future, for example. Is that can that be possible or not? There's so many things that are in the talks and are like, we can do this, we can do that. How we make it like the industry as a whole is not making a lot of money, right? Like we are we are in a situation, like the market is a situation that is difficult to make money. So it's not like we can be like, okay, let's just hire 100 people, let's do this marketplace here, and then let's do this 100 collabs here. There is a system behind it that is trying to be like, okay, guys, remember in the market that you are, there is time to do this and that, and also when can we do it? Because at the same time we have drops and Artifact have 1,000 things going on, so it's like it's more about. I know they're kind of going all over the place, but I just want to try to say that we are thinking of ways on how can we give a motivation to creators to be like, okay, one day I can maybe dedicate myself to this, but it's difficult to make it right now, and that's just the reality. That's just the truth. But I think that it's not going to be that far away because we are pushing for it, and as we mentioned before, the three founders are keen on creators, and it is a big thing for them. So whatever we push, we have the push of the founders as well. Sorry if I throw at you very complicated or very like all over the place, but that's just like kind of like the truth of it.
Dre is speechless after that.
I know, how rare is that, right? I definitely am. I appreciate you, bro.
Okay, well, I think it's time. We've already gone past the hour mark. Franco, thank you so much for everything you do, for the creators, for the community, for us who work beside you. You are just a gem, and I think you've had enough compliments, so I'm going to stop it there. But thank you, Jobs, for joining us as our guest host. Cass, you little shit. Thank you so much for the spaces, guys. Love you all for listening in. I hope you had a enjoyable experience. If you liked it, please come again next week where we have a special guest, which I won't say now. But anyway, love you all. When I say goodbye, please say goodbye because I like that. Okay, and that's it. See you next week. Bye.
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 See ya.
Yes, Cass.
This
This
cat
is where
sound
the
like he's in a
outro is supposed to
Pringles
start.
tube, man.
Yeah.